Hello and welcome to Expert Talks, a show where we interview industry leaders and experts right across the field to inspire and drive you in your chosen investments. Today we're discussing the new age of mobile applications and social media apps, as the global market is currently dominated by such applications. However, there are key aspects of every successful mobile app. To shed more light on the subject today, we have a very special guest with us, Anushka Bandara, the co-founder of Elegant Media. Anushka, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Well, now I'm told that you're a dynamic entrepreneur who's interested in tech and online businesses. You've also co-founded Elegant Media, which is a Melbourne-based software company, and that was kicking off in 2010. You're also working on improving the agile business processes to provide better outcomes for innovative projects. That's a lot on your plate. Let's start with a description of Elegant Media. If you could just give us a brief overview.
Yeah, definitely. So Kalkine Media is the largest app developer in Australia, and we cater customer not only in Australia, New Zealand, and United States as well. And so we have helped thousands of everyday people to become entrepreneurs with their idea to go for an idea to build an app business. And plus, like we working with the governments, corporate, and the SME sector for their mobile app development needs, especially convert their business processes onto the mobile.
Sensational, and I'm told that Elegant Media is also the only app developer in Australia with ISO accreditation, and you also hold Apple and Google's accreditation, am I right?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Very impressive. So, with all of that in mind, let's start today's discussion with your thoughts on what are the key features of a successful app idea.
Yeah, definitely. So it has to be like a simple day-to-day issue you need to like solve with the app, and so the idea shouldn't be most complex idea in the world. So has to be a simple idea, but the problem has to be like a daily basis, like a someone facing every day. So then your target market is huge. So, and the simplicity is very important because you are going to disrupt the market. So, what's the main reason for your users to adopt for your mobile apps instead of other apps in the market, or maybe like other solutions in the market? So, user friendliness and simplicity is the key. And so, if you can like solve that with the app, if you can provide those two things, simplicity and easy to use, so then you are in the game.
So that's interesting, the simplicity and also the user-friendly nature. That does make sense. Would you also say it's important to find a specific niche or perhaps a gap in the market, or is that something that's not vital?
Um, you know what? So either you try to improve because people's need it's never change. You always like try to disrupt and provide a better solution for the needs, and it's ideally like working in that level rather you creating like a new need, and creating a new need always risky and need a lot of investment to put there because it's a trial and error. So I always advise entrepreneurs to just try to disrupt the market and reinvent the solution for the already pre-existing need.
So to become the new best in the field, I can see exactly what you mean by that. And so would you say in the present contemporary world, why do you think businesses really should strategize towards developing those apps for niche markets, as you say?
Look, everything is based on mobile now. So about 5 years ago, Google announced their mobile first cloud-based strategy. So more and more businesses using to mobile now because especially who they have the field agent, they don't sit in front of the computer. Like when you work in front of the computer, it's kind of like a double the work. So if you have like a meeting outside of the computer, so then you need to come and enter details. So it's always like a people, they have their mobile on their hand or in their pocket. So it's like a one tap away. So you can approach more and more audience with the mobile. So that's why like every business has to be strategized to mobile based environment nowadays.
That's very true. I know, it's just an extension of ourselves, really, these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Anushka, would you say you mentioned Google earlier, and obviously Google has recently announced to invest $1 billion into the Australian economy. How can businesses increase their chance to partner with Google in this new development in order to launch their startup mobile app idea? Is that something that's going to be an opportunity for Australian businesses?
Look, always like in app development space, we are always in a partnership with Google because Google Play is Android platform managed by Google, and but the recent announcement, like the investment they put in Australia, it's more about like their cloud solution, and because everything going to be in the cloud, and so more infrastructure in the cloud space mean like they can handle more data and they can store more data. So it's but when you have got the cloud, so there might be like a consultation it's required, like how to use those cloud. It's not only with Google, even like Amazon AWS, so you need like consultation. So the more and more businesses partner with those giants to store their data in their clouds and rather storing that locally, because the cybersecurity is not great when something you store in your in-house storage facilities.
Well, obviously, the world is dominated now by social media apps in our current scenario. So, what would be your expert advice on how to build a successful social media app? Obviously, simplicity is at the core.
Yes, so the social media apps, you don't want to like spend, you don't want to like put like too much investment into growing your audience, because at the early stage of the social media apps, you don't generate enough revenue because you are still like in a phase of drafting the revenue model. So it's always like a key area to think about how you're going to grow your users organically. So it's the networking is very important, because one of like a common thing why you cannot like just to replace social media, because the amount of users they have, so they haven't used a strategy. You pay someone to be a part of your social media, so your friends promote the product. So it's kind of like a call C to C, customer to customer. So you need to like think about the strategy. So how you're going to grow without your input, and your audience should help to grow the network. So that's really key element when you're looking at the social media apps and how to develop a business around the social media app.
Fantastic. Well, lastly, let's have a quick chat about the latest development trends. First of all, I should say, let's have a chat about what you've observed throughout the year so far for 2021 in terms of mobile app development trends.
Look, so in 2021, it's like a very different year, like when compared to 2019. So we have pandemic started 2020, and 2021, we got more and more apps into the health sectors, especially the mindfulness, that sort of stuff. So mental health related mobile apps, the meditation, the mindfulness, and how to like are you okay, that type of campaign type of the app. So it was like a very it's trending for the mental health related apps in 2021. Plus there's like another segment called IoT, the Internet of Things. So more hardware integrated mobile apps being hit as well.
Fantastic. And do you predict that this wellness trend will continue into 2022, or any extra trends that you're predicting for the year ahead?
I'm more like optimistic about that. So I think in 2022 it will be like a more something else. Like the borders are open and people more freely, and the pandemic is there's like more people like got their second jab. So the world is opening up. So I hope for a new trend to be come up.
Perhaps we're looking at some sort of travel-related trends that will emerge for 2022 once the globe starts to connect again on that level. Anushka Bandara, the CEO or co-founder of Elegant Media, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
A pleasure. And that's it for Expert Talks for today. But stay tuned to Kalkine TV for plenty more updates right throughout the day. I'm Rose Jacobs, and I'll see you next time.